Well, hello world.
Live here.
We are now live on Facebook and we are live on Instagram. Darling, can you just press the the chat, first one, yep, and just put something, hello, because when I do that, then I can see people's comments. What does that say? Hello, well done. Hi everybody. Okay, we're live, Facebook, Instagram. Just give a few people a chance to get here. Let me know in the comments where you are, just for fun. Just for fun. All right, thank you, my darling. So it's quite a big day today. I've just done a wonderful 20-minute chant on a Zoom call that I'm doing every day with people who go to the same ashram as I do in India. We're chanting for Kali, and we're going to do some of that today. The sun is connecting with Chiron today, and that's healing. So if you've been losing your cool with anyone, obviously things are getting a little bit heated at times at the moment because we're all in isolation, in lockdown. You might know I'm a moon child, I'm a Cancerian, and there's really nothing that I love better than being, stuck at home with my family, with a full fridge, just the three of us. Of course, in some ways, it's my dream. But of course, at the same time, I need to get out. We actually went for a drive yesterday. I think that was legal. Didn't get out of the car. We just drove around London just to kind of change the scene a bit. How are you coping with lockdown? Let me know. Okay, so we have Mariana in Canberra. Hello. Helen in Tassie, where I grew up. Hello, Helen. Kathy in New York. Who have we got over on Instagram? Let's see. It doesn't seem to be... The comments. Oh yeah, hello on Instagram. No one's saying where they're from on Instagram. They're being mysterious. Ah, salut Jacques, ça va? On va chanter un peu. Hi Monica, I know where you are, you're in Copenhagen. So let's get started I just want to read you something from this book that I mentioned a couple of days ago. It's called Sound Medicine and it's by Dr. Kulreet Chaudhary. And the subtitle is How to Use the Ancient Science of Sound to Heal the Body and Mind. And some of you know we've been doing chanting on here every day. And the reason why we do chanting is because I love chanting. But I don't know why I love it. And this book is actually helping me to understand why I love it. Now, one really interesting thing is about activating a mantra. Okay, so it's not just a question of just sitting down and, saying these words in Sanskrit that you don't even necessarily know what they mean, or maybe you do. It's actually a case of activating your mantra with devotion or love, okay? Let me just read you from page 153. When someone needs to activate her own mantra, it is necessary to establish a regular practice, of course. But more important, a feeling of love and devotion must infuse the mantra as it's being chanted, okay? As it's being chanted. A feeling of love and devotion must infuse the mantra as it's being chanted. So the chant I'm doing with the people from my ashram, and the chant we're going to do here today is a chant to the goddess Kali. Now, you might know Kali as the blue goddess or the black goddess, as the fierce goddess. But I've been talking to a girlfriend of mine, excuse me, I've been talking to a girlfriend of mine in Australia, the lovely Kelly, and we've been discussing Kali, and she was saying that our teacher in India, Narani Amma, had been saying that, Kali is much misunderstood, and though she is fierce, she's fiercely protective, and she's actually a really pure and loving goddess, and she is black. She is often depicted as black or known as the Black Goddess because she represents the night sky. And she's black because she is so pure. She absorbs all the toxins, all the negativity of the world. She can take it all without being affected. It's so beautiful. And she's black like the night sky, but my teacher said, but the sky holds the sun, the light of the sun and the light of the stars. Okay? So, you know, Kali is a much misunderstood goddess, I'm learning. And the reason why we're chanting to Kali at this time of COVID-19 is because she can absorb the virus and break it down and transmute it into the ethers. And so the words are Om Kreem, which is the beej sound or the seed sound for Kali. Maha Kali means Mother Kali, because she is a mother, like all goddesses are mothers of one thing or another, whether it's of children or the world or anything else. Sarva Rogam Nasi Nasi. Sarva Rogam means all diseases. Nasi Nasi means destroy, destroy. And my teacher has asked us to focus on the idea of the disease being destroyed as we chant the words Nasi Nasi. I've also been told that this chant mustn't be done as part of a normal puja. So if you do pujas, you have to do this separately because it's destructive. Okay, it's destroying the virus. So we're going to do the mantra in a minute. What if the virus is the answer to many prayers for some way of stopping climate change, destroying our environment? Asked Ginny. Well, that's a very big question. I don't personally think it's going to have that effect. This is my opinion. I actually think, because people are saying, oh, it's heralding a new dawn and all that. And, you know, I like to think it might. And maybe we're all going to become more back to basics. I said yesterday I've planted a vegetable garden, you know. People are not driving around and there's less pollution. And, you know, fish have been seen in the Venice canals for the first time in 20 years. What's going to happen when we're all let out of the house? I mean, I'm not sure if everybody's going to suddenly go, you know what? It wasn't bad not traveling. I'm not going to travel anymore. I don't know. Maybe they will. Maybe they will. I don't think that we can see a virus that's killing people as something to kind of embrace like that, Jenny. That's just my opinion. You know, I actually had a similar question for my teacher, which was, you know, if we are surrendered to the divine, then how is it that we are chanting to destroy the virus? And I spoke to my friend Kelly, and I mentioned this yesterday, but for anyone who wasn't here, I'll mention it again. And Kelly put it like this. She said, you know, if someone you love is unwell, let's use the example of my dad who passed away about 15 years ago. You know, you surrender that moment, you surrender that situation to the divine. You say, divine, I give you this situation. But that doesn't mean you're powerless, you know. It means that you are surrendering the situation with love to the divine. But you're still going to get treatment for that person, aren't you? I mean, chances are, unless you happen to be, say, a Christian Scientist, who I believe they don't get treatment. But apart from people with beliefs like that, most of us will take our loved one to the hospital, we'll get any treatment we can. And so even though this virus may in fact have a positive effect on pollution for as long as it lasts, we're still going to try and get treatment for the earth, because we don't want sickness if we don't have to have it. You know, is this virus going to make people respect the earth more? Well, I'm not really sure about that. I don't actually necessarily think so. What comes to me, and Ginny, I'm still talking to you in a way, is, I've said it before, I eat meat, I do, and I feel like I shouldn't. I do feel like I shouldn't. And I've tried not eating meat, and it's had a very strange effect on me. you know, like, it's a long story, but I started eating meat again because of something that happened to me physically when I stopped eating meat. But, you know, I don't want to sound sanctimonious, but maybe there are ways of eating. Maybe we should all be vegetarian. Maybe that's the answer. But then I think, should we? Because traditionally humans weren't all vegetarian. But then we've got to this situation where we're doing factory farming, which is sick and toxic, you know, and we know that the virus probably started from a very unhygienic market, food market. That's, you know, seems to be the number one theory. I don't know. I certainly feel I've been called to do this chanting, and as much as I would like to think that, you know, we're all going to learn lessons and we're all going to stop driving our cars so much and travelling and all that, I actually don't think that's what's going to happen. I don't think that the world's going to be particularly different on the other side of this virus. I am a very upbeat person, as I'm sure you know if you've been listening to me for any amount of time, and I like to think the best of the world, but I just feel like people are cooped up and they're going to be waiting to get out. And, you know, yes, we might look back on this time and think, wow, that was an amazing time. You know, my son, he's 13. Like, he might have 4 months at home with us, his parents, you know. Obviously, he's playing with his friends online and talking to them and all that. And, you know, doing a bit of schoolwork. But what a thing for those kids, you know. They're literally going to grow up having had this incredible experience. And, of course, it's going to change us in some ways. Anyway, I don't know. I'm coming from the point of view that this virus has been created as a part of the whole situation of the planet the way we are, and it needs healing and we need healing, and I'm going to chant to destroy the virus because it's medicine for the people who need it. And that is where I'm coming from on this. And I'll be very interested to read all the comments. That's an interesting one. June says, just a thought, great apes survive on plants and berries. Yeah, well, I'll tell you my story another day. I'm so grateful for these daily blessings. Thank you, Marie. Let's see what happens. Anyway, for those of you who would like to chant, we're going to chant for healing today, for the planet and for all people everywhere, so that there is no more heartache and heartbreak connected to this virus. So that's what we're going to do. And after that, we're going to do a card. And after that, for those of you who are Gemini rising, I'm going to be doing the Written in the Stars online session, which is going to be fun as well. So we're going to chant it just 3 times. So many messages. I really look forward to reading them all when I finish. All right, so here we go. So let's ding the dong. Om Krim Mahakali Salvarogam Nasi Nasi. Om Krim Mahakali Salvarogam Nasi Nasi. Om Krim Mahakali Salvarogam Nasi Nasi. And that's it. If you want to do chanting every day to Kali to destroy this virus so that the planet can start to heal and the people can start to heal, it's actually destroying all negativity. So, you know, that's something. That's something. Okay, so let's do a card. And what I thought the card should be about today is what does the planet need to know right now? Elaine says, we are all different and this experience will affect everyone in different ways. For some it will be life-changing. Yeah, it will be. I think it's life-changing for sure. Like, I feel different. But do you know what? I feel like for me, I feel like this is the break I needed, you know, the break from the relentlessness of life. I've had something like 5 major projects cancelled or postponed. And when I kind of made a list of them all, you know, my event in Sydney, my event in London, another event in London, recording of my online course with Hay House, and there was one other thing because there were 5 things. I just looked at the list and I thought, oh my goodness, that's such a lot that I was doing. Like, how was I even doing all that? You know, what am I doing now? I'm at home with my family, growing vegetables. You know, we're making bread together. We're going for walks together. I'm still doing all my work. And in some ways it's no different because I've always worked from home anyway. And I'm doing these, you know. But I feel like we're all getting a break, you know, from the relentlessness of life, which gives us a chance to go within. And for that reason, it may well be very healing and very life-changing. But do I think that we need this virus because of stopping? Do I think we need this virus full stop? I think it would be better if we could have slowed down and gone within a bit more, done a bit more meditation than usual without, you know, people dying. That's what I think. Anyway, let's ask the cards. What do we all need to know today? All of us who are watching and all of us who watch the rebroadcast, let's have a go. This card is here. Oh, gosh. It's a very challenging card. Step out of your comfort zone. So this actually reminds me of something else, which is that another thing which can come from this time, especially for those of you who've been impacted financially and who have ideas for ways to create an income in a way that's more in line with your values, this is the time to go and do that. You know, I said yesterday, hopefully in a year or so, we're going to have stories of people who changed their lives as a result of the coronavirus. The South Node is a karmic point opposite the North Node, and it relates to the past, even to past lives. Whatever you're going through and whatever you're asking about, there's a chance that age-old programming and conditioning is stopping you from achieving all you might. Do you feel stuck in something? This card will often come as a sign that a situation or relationship you're asking about has somehow become suffocating, even toxic. There's no doubt many of us have been living very toxic lives. You know, I feel like I'm lucky because I work from home and I escape a lot of the negativity, but there's no doubt that I work too hard at times, you know, and this has really shown me that. Like, when I saw that list of everything that was cancelled, I was like, how was I thinking I was going to do all this and everything else that I do? Like, we all get to breathe out a bit. Can even be an addiction or an unhealthy attachment. One thing is for sure, when we get this card, because we all just got this card, we're being challenged to make some changes, even if staying where we are feels easier and safer. So, you know, that kind of relates to what we've been talking about as well. You know, instead of all just coming out of this period and going, oh, thank gosh, I can now go to, you know, I mean, I'm desperate to go to this place in France that we go to every year, which is on Lake Geneva, where it's so fresh and clean. I'm like, oh, you know, it'd be so amazing to be there now. It'd be spring-like. You know, it's clean, it's fresh, it's fairly isolated. We can't get there because of all the laws going on at the moment, you know, but maybe we will all come out of this changed, you know, some way. I mean, everything changes us, doesn't it? Everything shapes us and forms us. So we're all being asked to look at, what do we need to change? Do we need to step out of our comfort zones? It's all very challenging. All right, so I think I'm going to leave it there. I'm just going to mention, for those of you who would like to take advantage of the special membership offer we've got, it's in the description. But we are taking 50% off, and it's not because of the COVID-19 virus. It's actually because yesterday we had the new moon in the sign of Aries, which is the first sign of the zodiac. So if you want to step out of your comfort zone and make some changes in your life, one thing I can highly recommend is working with the moon. If you haven't done your new moon wishes yet, if you do them in there, that's great. It's not too late. People always say to me the day after, oh no, I missed the new moon. It's like, no, actually you have 3 days of the new moon phase, during which time it's really good to make your new moon wishes. And the offer, if you want to get 50% off, so instead of paying £197, you will pay £97. It's cheap as chips for a whole year of moon adventures, and you'll become a founder member, and you'll be able to influence the way the membership area goes and grows. So the link for there is in the description, but it's moonmessages.com/Aries offer. moonmessages.com/Aries offer. Now, yesterday I had a lot of people who said their new moon wishes were to start a healing practice. I would say, don't wait, start today. Get a piece of paper and a pen and start making some lists of what you want to create coming out of this time. I will do that with you as well. And I'm going to go now. I hope that you have a beautiful day. I'll see you tomorrow. And if you're Gemini rising and you've booked in for the Written in the Stars, we will be doing that in, I don't know, 20 minutes or something like that. Midday London time. Lots of love. See you later.